Hi boys and girls, this is Mrs. Zarate. Today we're going to be talking about job words, or words that tell about the type of job somebody has. In the book that you read with Mrs. Bissot, Whose Shoes? A Shoe for Every Job, you were looking at pictures of different types of shoes, and then you had to guess what the job was that the person did wearing those shoes. Let's look at them again together. Let's look at the picture on page 13. Whose shoes? Correct. A ballerina or a ballet dancer. Whose shoes? Yes, you're right. A farmer's shoes. Whose shoes? A firefighter. Good. Whose shoes? Yes, an Army National Guard soldier. Okay, whose shoes? Yes, a soccer player. Whose shoes are these? You're right, a construction worker. Whose shoes? That was a tricky one. A post office worker. Whose shoes? Yes, a chef. All right, last one. Whose shoes? You're right, a clown. Now let's look for job words on page 107 in your turn practice book. All right, boys and girls, let's do page 107 in your turn practice book. I already put my name at the top, but I want you to put your name at the top of your paper. And the song that we sing is Name on My Paper. First thing, where does it go? At the top. So make sure your name's at the top. Then we're going to go down to number 1 and the first row of pictures. Now remember, we are looking for pictures that show someone who does a job. So let's look at our first picture. Our first picture, it looks like we have an ostrich. Now, is that showing someone who does a job? No, you're right, it doesn't. So we're going to put an X on it, or you can leave it blank. All right, let's do the next one. Let's look at this picture. That picture looks like a nurse, someone who is a nurse. Is that someone who does a job? Yes, you're right. A nurse does a job. So we're going to put a circle around the picture of the nurse. Let's move over one more. We have another picture. Looks like a man who's a chef. He has a chef's hat on. It looks like he's throwing up some dough, maybe pizza dough. So is a chef someone who does a job? Yes, they are. So we're going to put a circle around the chef. Okay, let's move up to number 2, the second row of pictures, and we have someone who is working with a cat. It looks like they're listening to the cat's heartbeat. Does anyone know what kind of job that would be? It's a doctor for animals, and it's called, a veterinarian. So is that someone who does a job and takes care of sick animals? Yes, a veterinarian is a job. All right, our next picture, we have an otter. Is an otter showing someone who has a job? No, otter doesn't have a job. All right, let's look at the next one. We have someone who does repairs or maybe works on electric work. They have a toolbox and a hard hat, maybe on a construction site. So is that showing someone that has a job or does a job? Yes, working in construction. So go ahead and circle that one, and then we're going to go up to number 3. We're on number 3. And we're looking at this picture of a man with some fruit, and he has an apron on. What do you think? Do you think that he does a job? I think you're right. I think he might be a grocer or someone who works in a grocery store selling fruit and vegetables. So we're going to put a circle around that picture because a grocer sells fruits and vegetables. All right, let's look at the next picture. This is a little fuzzy, but it looks like a boy with a horse. He's got a pail and overalls. It looks like he works on a farm. A farmer. Now, does a farmer do a job? Yes, so we're going to put a circle around the farmer. The farmer does do the job. They work on the farm. Last picture, we have a cow or a bull. It has horns. Is that someone who does a job? No. So we're going to put an X on that one. Okay, let's zoom back out. I want you to check your work and make sure that you circled and X'd all the same pictures that I did, because we found all the different important pictures that show people doing a job. And they're all very important jobs, aren't they? So go ahead and give yourself a smiley face if you did it correctly. And I'll see you next time for our category words video. Bye-bye.